We've lost control. Hardpoint contested.
What is going on, guys? This is TMXI Search here, making a gameplay commentary just about Cod Champs 2015, or Call of Duty Championship 2015, which just ended a few hours ago, I believe. What is it, like? The championship match was a few hours ago, yeah, but it was, I have a few things that I noticed from this, from Cod Champs and just watching the pros play, and that I want to add to my, gameplay that I would like to share. Also just some things that, some bold predictions I have for the future, and things like that. So, okay, first off, the champion was Denial. Now, if you haven't seen Cod Champs, you probably should, but everyone knew that Optic was going to win. They obviously have the 4 best players in the game. They have Scumpy, the best Slayer in the game, Crim6, the second best Slayer in the game. Those are arguably either or, but you know, they're both super good. And then they have Nadeshot, probably the best objective player in the game present day. I don't know, maybe you could argue that Rambo Ray would be a better objective player just because he's smarter, but you know, you can say whatever you want. Then number 4, they have Formal, which is the best BAL player in the MLG total. Like any country, North America, yep, Europe, France, Germany, anything. He's the best. And they, here, let me quickly pull up the bracket, but before I talk about that, I'm going to talk about something that I realized about Optic Gaming, and something that I think we could see for the future, or I guess couldn't see. So, I love Scumpy, you know, Optic Scumpy. I mean, I don't give him any bad credit for what he does. He's probably the best Slayer out there, the best player out there. He has a good personality. He's not like cocky that much or anything like that. He's just a good person overall. But something I noticed is the reason he has not won a ring yet could very well be because he is too good. Now you're thinking, how could someone be too good to actually win a ring? And I'm going to tell you. So, okay. Well, the thing about Scumpy is he just slays out everything, and he's super good at it. He's just a guy who runs around and just kills everyone. And he's just, no one can compare to him. No one. I think the reason that Scumpy has not had success at Cod Champs, or really overall, I mean, Optic Gaming was doing pretty good this year, I'll give them that, and that's just because I think Crim6 is about equal skill level to Scumpy, maybe a little bit worse, a little bit better, but Scumpy is too good, and he overshadows the other players on his team. What does that mean, and how do you think how Scumpy can fix that, or they can fix that? Well, I think that to do that, I think
we have the lead.
Optic should have less Slayers, because Scumpy can slay all he wants. He's really good at it. But they should have less Slayers and more like support players or objective players, because Scumpy overshadows. I mean, look at back the old Optic. That's I mean, Clayster, he just won Cod Champs. He's on Denial now, and he was voted MVP. He did amazing, but on Optic he didn't look that good. I think that's because, honestly, because Scumpy just overshadows other opponents. You need to find someone who can either not let that happen, or they're just good enough to parallel to Scumpy. But my prediction is Scumpy will never get a ring, and he will never win a Cod Champs. Now that's a bold prediction. If this Optic breaks up, the God Squad, or this Optic Gaming, I don't think anyone can. This is probably the best team Scumpy will ever be on, because he's gonna overshadow everyone, and Crim6 takes that well. He doesn't like melt under that pressure or anything. But all right, so if we look at the winners bracket, okay, so the round 1 of the winners bracket, Optic and pool play the first day only dropped 1 map, so obviously won their pool. Then they went to the winners bracket against Denial and lost 3-1 to Denial and got sent to the losers bracket. Now, I mean, that was very shocking for everyone. But a lot of people thought, no, they'll come back. I mean, it's the losers bracket. They'll just tear through this. But if you look at the teams in the winners bracket, all the good teams got sent to the losers bracket. Now, this is really odd. But, I mean, if you look at this, the final 4 in the winners bracket was Denial, AR, TR, and Prophecy. AR and Prophecy. Maybe Denial and TR not so much an upset, but AR and Prophecy. AR, they're like the bottom of the league. The bottom of the MLG Pro League. Like, how did that happen? And then Prophecy, they're a new team. They have, like, no team chemistry. Everyone was just shocked. Anyway, Optic 3-0s, below 0, goes around 2, losers bracket. They 3-1 SB. They go up against FaZe Red. Now, if you don't know this, FaZe Red was put together specifically to take down Optic, to beat them at Champs. Now, FaZe Red didn't win Champs, but they did knock Optic out of the losers bracket, out of the tournament, 3-0. Optic finished with a place of 7th, and they got $35,000 split between the team, which is all right. But you know they wanted the big money, all right. Other things I wanted to talk about was, yeah, Prophecy, they took 4th, so that was a big upset. AR took 5th, big upset, and all these things. But yeah, Denial won, and they're actually looking like a really good team. I think if the Optic, they should trade like something like, they don't want to trade for someone who's a lower slaying power and then nothing else, like they're a worse player, because that's not going to help them either. I'm not saying just because Scumpy's so good that they should just get worse players. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying they should get players that either, one, hype you up, like get Scumpy going and hype him up and get him really pumped, or 2, players that have less slaying power but are just smarter about the game. Like, I mean, a really good example of that would be Rambo Ray, who's retired, of course, but he was probably the best objective player and will be the best objective player there is. I mean, that's arguable with Nade Shot, but if you look at it, Rambo Ray, he slayed, and he was so smart about the game. Like, I used to watch his videos, and just, he would like walk you through what he's thinking about when he's clutching an S&D, and so many things go through his mind in like a fraction of a second. It is just so crazy. I don't know if that's just because he's French or what, but if that's true, then French should have done a lot better in Cod Champs. I mean, you look at this, and you look at the final placings, and like the only team that's not North American that made top 8 was Mind Freak from Australia, took 6th, and then, I mean, there's nothing. There's no North American team in the 17th to 32nd. Oh, 3's up. That's it. 3's up. Okay, but yeah, I just wanted to give you guys my bold prediction. I mean, I love Scumpy. He's like one of the best players out there. He probably could have taken MVP for the entire Cod Champs tournament, even though his team kind of didn't do good, but he really tried, and he really carried everyone, put the team on his back like he usually does. And after all these upsets, like so many upsets, my prediction number 2 is you're gonna be seeing a lot of roster changes in the next season, or season 2 for I think Denial will probably stay together, but I'm thinking Optic might you know, break up, because Crim6 has never not like been in like the top caliber for Champs. So I mean, he might get upset about losing, but anyway, the gameplay is gonna end soon. So the screen's black right now. So yeah, expect some teams to break up, like maybe FaZe Black. I mean, they have good team chemistry, but they just don't have it where you need it in skill-wise. Team Revenge really came out as the underdog through the whole thing and took 2nd. they took second. So we better watch out for them because they're a really good team, and they upset a lot of people at regionals. They actually 3-0 denial at regionals, which that came to back and bit them in the butt. But other teams envious. I'm expecting to see a lot of roster changes. That's what I have here, guys. Thank you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.